we try to not focus on debt financing as a way to improve credit. What that means is we'll try to not provide, because we fall into the same problem of high interest loans. So we'll try to not lend money to customers and instead focus on the basic principles of how to improve personal finance.
Let's talk about these different product offerings. I mean, we can start with Fast Track or Score Up or whichever one you feel our viewers will benefit from.
So from a flow perspective, once you sign up, you get what's called a freemium account, and that's just a free monthly account, which will provide you with updates to your credit score. It'll provide you with high-level general recommendations based on what information we're picking up. Do you have a high credit utilization ratio, which means that you need to pay off accounts or balances on accounts that you have? Or do you have too many inquiries, or you're applying to too many loans at one time and you need to just kind of slow down and focus on building your personal finance and then going at it again? So there'll be starter level recommendations, and also included in the freemium is access to our MyMarble Maestro. So these are courses professionally made with videos and quizzes at the end that again focus on, credit building, how to read a credit report, what are the things that you need to look out for, how do you file for dispute, practices, healthy practices in saving and personal finance in general. And then on the dashboard, again, based on the goal that you've defined and your current credit standing and banking situation, you'll find a list of recommended products that kind of fall within our suite of financial help products. What we lead with, I would say, is our credit building program. So we try to not focus on debt financing as a way to improve credit. What that means is we'll try to not provide, because we fall into the same problem of high interest loans. So we'll try to not lend money to customers and instead focus on the basic principles of how to improve personal finance. So on the Score Up program, essentially what we do is, again, we focus on the banking data that we've collected, the credit information that we've collected. And we have, again, when I talked about our proprietary technology, which sounds super fancy, but it's just the development and time we've taken to create algorithms, AI technology that's essentially able to pick up important pieces of information about your credit and tell you really simply, what do you need to do each month to improve your credit score? What that looks like, for example, is if you have, several credit cards or loans, it'll ask you what's your monthly budget when it comes to spending, paying off debt and improving your credit score. And it allows you to set a budget between $0 and $5,000. Depending on the budget that you set, it tells you what the best use of those funds are. So it kind of sets things on auto drive for you. And just by taking these recommendations, you can accelerate the rate at which you improve your credit score and improve your financial situation. And then once we look at the Fast Track program, when you get into a consumer proposal, which is essentially kind of like a bankruptcy, but not quite, you get barred from any kind of borrowing. So in many cases, you need to pay that off before you can access a mortgage or any kind of financing. So what we do is, and as I know right now, we're pretty much the only company that pays it off. We'll take that loan from the customer, we'll pay it off directly with the trustee, and then from that point onwards, open up a trade line, which essentially means it's a loan that you'll have to pay back to us, typically at a lower interest rate than you would get any other kind of loan if you can. And it's an open loan, which means you can pay it off. If you get it today, you can pay it off tomorrow. And as you're paying it off, you get to build your credit score and gain access to any other kind of financing that you need. But, typically at this point, it's not recommended that you apply for any other products. So typically the Fast Track program and the Score Up program go hand in hand. You pay off your consumer proposal, and then you learn about the best practices through the AI on Score Up, which tells you exactly what steps to follow to get to whatever goal that you've set. In addition to this, we also have a GIC loan, which is essentially a loan that you pay off over 2, 3, 4 years. And at the end of the loan, you get most of that money back as savings. But in the meantime, you are able to build out your credit score. That might sound, confusing and redundant, but, for Canadians that cannot access any kind of loans and that want to build their credit scores, this is an excellent way to get something that is under or cheaper than what's available in the market, while still being able to build your credit score while making low minimum payments. And at the end of the program, receiving a huge boost in your credit score. So those are the programs that we have mainly today, the education, the courses, Score Up, Fast Track, GIC loans. And we're always looking for new and innovative products to integrate that can help accelerate that process and elevate financial health.